Hello everyone, I'm Mirna Miroff from the South Florida Chamber Ensemble, and today's program is called Bailando at the Ball. What you're going to be doing is learning 8 dances from around the world. I'll teach you 3 steps or less, then a short choreography, and then we'll dance it together to live music. But first, let's play Guess the Princess. All of our stories today come from fairy tales that you know. So our first fairy tale is a tale of jealousy and vanity. Anyone know what that fairy tale might be? So our first princess, is Snow White. And the story of Snow White is actually based off of a Dutch woman, which is why we're going to do a Dutch dance called the horlepipe. So let me show you the steps to the horlepipe. The first thing that you're going to do is you're going to kick forward, kick back, and step in place. Switch legs, kick forward, back, and step in place. Forward, back, and step in place. Forward, back, and step in place. You'll be doing this kind of while hopping for the rest of the movement, so it'll look like this. Forward, back, step in place. 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 Then we're going to turn in this direction. And when we come front, we'll hop, hop, hop. That's our first step. I know it's a collection of 3 steps, but we only have one other step to learn, and that step is similar to the Cuban salsa, except your hips are staying still. So using the other foot, you're going to go forward, step in place, come back, and then back, step in place, come forward. So one foot goes forward, and then the other foot goes back. So you might know this is the Cuban salsa step, but don't swing your hips, because in this particular dance, we keep our hips still. And back, place. And then we also have the hop, hop, hop in this step. So the choreography is basically going to be and kick, 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 and kick, 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 and kick, 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 and then we turn around in a circle and hop, hop, hop. We'll repeat that, and then we have our Cuban step where we're not moving our hips, and we hop, hop, hop. So let's try that with the music. Kick, kick, turn around in a circle and hop, hop, hop. Kick, 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 go around in a circle and hop, hop, hop. Then we have our Cuban step, forward and back, and forward and back, forward and hop, hop, hop. And kick, go around in a circle, hop, hop, hop. Kick, kick, go around in a circle and hop, hop, hop. Cuban step again. Forward and back, forward and back, forward and hop, hop, hop. And kick, 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 go around in a circle and hop, hop, hop. Kick, 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 go around in a circle and hop, hop, hop. Good job, everyone. Next up is a princess who dresses like a man in order to save her family. Anyone know what story that is? If you said Mulan, you're correct. Let's take a look at the steps to some traditional Chinese dance. So in this dance, we're going to be using a prop, which is a Chinese hat. You can really use anything, a paper plate will work, just something in your hands that you can do the movements for the dance. But here's how the dance looks. We are basically going to bend and stretch, turn to the left, turn to the right. Now this turn is happening just with the upper body. So when I have my hat in front of me, I'm bending and stretching, turning left, turning right. And then we run in place. And that's it. At the very end, we're going to raise our hat over our heads to signal that it's the end of the dance. But it's very simple. Again, you bend and stretch left to right. Let's try that with the music. just going to keep running. And we're going to start to get faster. 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 And really squeeze. And really fast. And hand goes up in the air. Wonderful job, everyone. You deserve a bow. Next up, we have a kind-hearted princess who melts the heart of her captor. And if you said Beauty and the Beast, you would be correct. This is a French story, and we're going to do the French dance, the Gaillard, which was a medieval dance that was the favorite of Queen Elizabeth I of England. Let's take a look at the steps. So our very first step is just like the Horlepipe. Kick forward, kick back, kick forward, together, forward, back, forward, together, with the hop. Forward, back, forward, together, forward, back, forward, together, forward, back, forward, together. Only instead of going around in a circle like we do in the Horlepipe, we're going to do hop out, cross, hop out, come together. So watch that again. Hop out, cross, hop out, together. The second step is going to alternate the legs in that same Horlepipe step. So we're going to go right, left, together, left, right, together. And then when we close that step again, we have our hop out, cross, hop out, come together, out, cross, out, together. And then our third step has us kicking around in a circle. So we're going to go kick, 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 together, other way, together, other way. And then we end with our close again, out, cross, out, cross. Are you ready to try it? Let's get some music. Remember, it's the Horlepipe step, starting on this side. And here we go. Kick, 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 stop. Kick, 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 stop. Switch feet. Switch feet. And out, cross, out, together. Now, alternating feet. And alternating feet. And out, cross, out, together again. Alternating feet. And out, cross, out, together. Now we're going around a circle. Change direction. Change direction. Out, cross, out, together. Again. Out, cross, out, together. You can see now why this was the favorite of Queen Elizabeth. She loved to jump higher than anybody else. Our next princess is a beauty who's locked in a tower and is eventually saved by her hair. And if you said Rapunzel, you would be correct. You probably know the Charles Perrault version of this story, but the Giambattista story from Italy predates the story by Perrault. So we're going to do the Italian dance, the Tarantella. So Tarantella means tarantula, and this dance is not about trying to look like a tarantula, it's about trying to get the venom of a tarantula bite out of the body by shaking and kicking. So we're going to have quite a few kicking and shaking steps. First, this dance is done with a tambourine, traditional instrument in the music of Italy. If you don't have a tambourine, again, you can just use a paper plate or some other objects that's similarly shaped, because we'll be using the tambourine during the entire dance. So the very first step is a step that you might know from 1950s dance called step touch. So I'm going to just step to the side, touch my feet together, step to the next side, touch my feet together, and this is step touch. You're going to see it in a couple of other dances that we'll do in the program. And that's the step touch. Now while we do that, our arms are involved too, and we're going to be tapping the tambourine as our feet tap each other. That's our first step. Our second step is the kick step, and we're going to be kicking, trying to get the venom of the tarantula out of our bodies and to go all the way down to our feet so that it doesn't poison us. The third step is what I call the pizza step. So you're going to be holding your tambourine like a pizza, and we're going to go around in a circle, first this way, and then we're going to pass the pizza to our other hand and go around the other way. It's almost as if we're looking for the owner of this pizza. Anyone want a pizza? Pizza, anyone? And one more time. And that's our third step. You will probably recognize the music to the tarantella. I'm sure you've heard it. This is the traditional tarantella neapolitana. And here comes the music. In our next story, an enraged fairy becomes upset when she's not invited to a party and causes all kinds of havoc, most of it having to do with people falling asleep. So if you said Sleeping Beauty, you're correct. This is also a French story, but we're going to be doing some music from a ballet version of Sleeping Beauty by the great Russian composer Tchaikovsky, the Sleeping Beauty Waltz, also known as the Garland Waltz. The waltz is a very simple step. Let's take a look. The waltz is actually a partner dance, so you're supposed to have a partner. So if you have a brother or sister or a mother or a father or an aunt or an uncle or a dog, feel free to bring them along to our dance to the music. If not, you can grab a doll, a pillow, anything handy, and dance together. The steps are simple. You're going to take a step to the side, step in place, come back. Another step to the side, step in place, come back, step in place, come back, step in place, come back. You can go forward. You're going to step up here and then come back. You can go backwards. Step in place, come back. So it's the foot. So when you bring your feet together, lift up the foot, the original foot, and bring it down. Feet together, lift, feet together, lift, feet together, lift. So if you're going forward, it's going to be the same way. And we're going to go around in a circle sometimes and come back. Stepping around and coming back. Step together, come back. Every time. And I think that you'll recognize this music. The Disney company used it in their original cartoon version of Sleeping Beauty. The original story did not give a name to the character. And in many cases with the fairy tales we know, the characters' names are either left out or completely different than the way we know the characters today. Let's try Sleeping Beauty Waltz with the music. We're going to the side, and here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. It's quick. Forward now. Forward, back, forward, back, forward, back. If you're holding your partner, your arms will be here. Forward, back, forward, back, forward. Now we're going back to side to side. Side, 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 side. Now we're going to go around in a circle. Side. circle, circle, and circle, and circle, and circle, circle, and circle. And make sure you're taking your partner with you. And side to side. Side, 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 side. Here comes big finale. And you would take a bow to your partner. And that was Sleeping Beauty Waltz. The waltz was considered thoroughly scandalous when it first came out. It is a French dance, but it was considered scandalous because you were touching your partner during the entire dance. And it was the first time in Europe that there was a dance this way, where you were fully in the arms of your partner, and that was considered a big scandal. Our next story is a Middle Eastern princess who falls in love with a handsome prince who's not what he says he is. Would it help if I told you there's a genie in the story? Of course, it's Aladdin. Aladdin comes from 1001 Arabian Nights. And this is a story told by Scheherazade, who was a female storyteller. She might be one of the first to tell stories as a woman, but there are lots of female fairy tale writers. So this story is set in Persia, which is in modern-day Iran, and we're going to take a look at some Persian dance moves. Our first move consists of arm movements only. So your arm is going to be slightly bent. It's at an angle here, and this part will remain bending, and this part will be at an angle. When you move your arm, you're going to look at the arm in which you're moving, and we'll do one at a time on the arms. So the arm is in this position, and then you will just move your wrist like this up to the top. We'll do the same thing on the other side. You'll see the same position of arm here. And then the second move is triangle above the head, and we're going to go around in a little circle. We'll face front, wait a moment, and clap, clap. The next move is the tiny step touch. So we're going to do step touch, but very, very small. It will be kind of slow and very short movements. And then the next move that we have, we'll send this arm out, palm down, look over that hand. Then you'll go to the other side, palm up, and look over the hand in which you've just moved. We're going to turn this hand palm up and look at it, and we're going to turn this one down, palm down, and look at it. These are the moves to our Persian dance, and the music for this comes from Edvard Grieg, a Norwegian composer's work, Peer Gynt. This would be Anitra's Dance. Let's try it with the music. Wonderful job on the Persian dance. We've done mostly traditional princesses up to this point, and now we have one that's a little bit less traditional. This particular princess sails the seas in order to save her people. If you said Moana, you're correct. So this story comes from a series of places. It could be Polynesia, it could be Hawaii, it could be the Southeastern Asia. But we're going to go with the Hawaiian dance, the hula, and let me show you the steps. First, I'm going to don my grass skirt. There is more to the hula than what most people think, but we are going to do that hula step. But first, there's a step that comes before it. Now, typically, the hula is accompanied by a ukulele as well as these instruments, which are called uli uli. They're shakers that are surrounded by flowers or leaves. And in our first step, the uli uli are behind us, so that as we move, we hear a little bit of the shaking. And the feet movements are very much like ballet. So you're going to extend your foot and point, and your foot is turned sideways. It's not front, it's turned a little bit sideways. You're going to step, and step, and step, and step, and step. And so you can hear a little bit of the rattling from the uli uli behind your back, but all you need to do is put your hands behind your back. Instead, I'm going to leave the uli uli off to the side here. Then we have our hula step. So the hula step consists of footwork as well as arm work. So your arms are swimming to the side, like this, and swimming. And it's really the whole arm as well as the hands doing this scooping motion as we move our feet. And the footwork is going to consist of moving to the side. So our feet will just move to the side and move to the other side. There'll be 4 steps. And move to the side again, etc. But your hips are swinging. So you're going to swing your hip out. So we didn't get any hip movements in that gaillard with the cupid step. But we are going to get some hip movements here. So you're going to swing your hip out and come back around. So you have this swaying motion of your hips as you move. And that is our basic hula step. And this particular song, Aloha Oe, which is Welcome to Hawaii, essentially, was written by Queen Liliuokalani, who, in addition to being a queen, was also a female composer. Please enjoy and dance along with me. So you're going to want your hands in fists behind your back for that first ballet-looking step. This next piece is about an orphaned princess who outwits her stepsisters to win the heart of a prince. And there's a glass slipper involved too. So if you said Cinderella, you're correct. This is also from Charles Perrault, and we're going to do a traditional French dance called the can-can. Super high energy and only one step. Let's take a look. So for the can-can, all you're really doing is lifting up your knee, putting it down, and then kicking your foot out. Knee up and leg, knee and leg, knee and leg. Only because we're moving kind of fast, and it will get faster as we get towards the end, we're going to be hopping there too. So we're hopping and kick and hop and kick and hop and kick and hop and kick. And I just need one more little thing. My trusty French beret. This music is by Charles Offenbach from the opera Orpheus in the Underworld, and it's a can-can. He was not a French composer, but he spent most of his life in Paris. So let's try this dance. Participating in the South Florida Chamber Ensemble's program, Bailando at the Ball. Have a wonderful day.